The project I'm here to do, I'll be doing a talk on Friday where I'm using the concept of what I'm calling a digital griot as a model for teachers and students working in multimodal, multimedia literacies. And the point of that project is it links up in several different ways. One of the purposes is to give teachers and scholars different tools for engaging questions of race and culture as they deal with technologies and literacies. Usually, the field over the last however long has been so trapped in Ebonics as the specter of everything having to do with Black people and language learning and literacy instruction. And unfortunately, people don't understand Ebonics enough to be able to mine what is valuable in that language tradition. And so it ends up coming up in a kind of problematic that people are forced to respond to all the time. And so my contention is that the force of that narrative has taken away from a lot of valuable work that could have been done to find value in the language and literacy and discursive traditions of African Americans, not just for the purposes of teaching Black students and dealing with questions like achievement gap and all of that, but for the positive value for everybody. And so I'm hoping to deal with those issues, but instead of problematizing whatever might be wrong, which we're always used to doing, actually trying to put a concept out there that can move some work forward. I really believe context matters in terms of the department and its politics and what it's trying to forward within the university structure that it's in. But if we take those three terms stripped of that context, I don't really have a cat or a dog in the fight. If you force me to choose a preference, it would probably be new media. I like digital media because there's a clear line of demarcation, with when technologies changed and introduced computers and network technologies and all of that. But who knows where we're going? Who knows what else that will be? And I think the limit to new media is that it takes us away from one of Dickey Self's main contentions that we have to work both in leading edge and trailing edge technologies, that we have to have a forward and backward kind of situational sense of what we're doing. I like multimodal composing, but my issue with it being a scholar in rhetoric and composition and really valuing both sides of that, I believe we have a great deal to speak to questions of technology far beyond specific products that we might lead students to employ or engage in the classroom. These bigger questions that maybe STS, Science, Technology, Society scholars would deal with. I believe we have some things to bring to those conversations. And so if we're limiting our conversation to just composing to these processes and products, I think we don't get to get into those conversations. So if I had to choose, it would be new media. Yeah, I describe my work as lying at the intersection of African American rhetorical traditions and technology studies, where I'm trying to look in both directions. I'm trying to look at what Black rhetorical traditions, questions of these language practices, discursive practices, and struggles for freedom can contribute to conversations about technologies and how we use them, how we engage them and think about them, and trying to look at ways that these questions about things digital can speak to, influence, questions of African American struggle and the traditions, that have emerged from that struggle. So that's the short answer. I think the range of conversations, and the range of projects that people are pursuing, and the range of commitments that people are coming to DMAC with from so many different places. In spite of the conferences we attend, it's easy to be not necessarily trapped, but sort of pinned down a bit in our own institutional location, the specific needs we're dealing with, the specific budget issues, what I can and can't teach, what I can and can't do. And sometimes we just have to get out of those boxes and, find the innovation that's happening, across the country in these very different settings from, let's say, the traditional research one like Ohio State or whatever Syracuse is calling itself, or even in the particular context of us having the luxury of being in a freestanding writing department, where people are coming from universities and institutions that have very different realities as they try to engage these same questions. And so just the range of conversation. I don't know if I have advice or if I'm in a place where I can give advice. I think the thing that's important to me is that no matter how limited the situation might seem in their home institution, whether that's budgetary, political, student faculty resistance, morale issues, whatever, that people begin from a place of possibility, and that place of possibility begin with something that they can feel excited or urgent or passionate about, and that passion or urgency drive the work that they do, and that these teachers and scholars and students feel comfortable letting it be a little bit about them, not feeling like we have to be completely detached all the time. And the only other thing I would add is that we have to carve out room in spite of the urgency. We're behind. We don't know these technologies. Everybody's ahead of us and everything else that's involved there. We have to be willing to leave ourselves room to play, to figure this out as we figure it out, to learn as we go, and not feel like we have to have all the answers immediately. Hi, my name is Adam Banks. I'm a visiting scholar in digital media and composition.